Another day, another drag memory. I'm Adele, and let's talk Pride 2022. So for Pride 2022, I was booked to host Fantasy Nightclub. Since it was my very first Pride hosting, it was my very first Pride being involved with the community, I decided I was gonna get myself a cute little outfit. So I ended up getting an Eddie Couture outfit. Um, and it was I loved it. I normally don't go for like didn't go back then for like big outfits or like things like that, but I was like, you know what, let's try it out. Let's be a little bit different. I worn it after that, obviously, but that was the first time I ever wore something like that. It was a nice little gift to myself. I decided to go with the blonde wig, blonde hair, with a little um headpiece thing, just because like you know just because the lace was like really messed up. The lace was really messed up. So I was taking pictures. It was the same thing as Pride Fest. Nothing really different. It just was kind of the same thing, just taking pictures, um, hosting, walking around, talking to people. But I think the part that kind of just takes over is like the after effect, the backlash, the stuff that happened after. And I guess there's a lesson to be learned from that. Usually I try to keep things a little bit positive and like the good things about like the good stuff that comes from it, but I also want to talk about the backlash and things that don't go your way and how to deal with it now that I've moved past it. And maybe at the time I was not like sure how to deal with it. So maybe this might help you how to deal with certain backlash. So to start off, I actually was booked to host Pride for Fantasy, and being the freshest face there, I wasn't too sure because I've never really hosted a Pride event, so it was pretty new to me. But they actually told me that it was going to be different from previous years. That this was going to be, I was going to be the only one hosting. I was going to be the only one booked for Pride and for Fantasy. And so, with that being said, I think it was confusing and threw off a few people. Like, out of all the people you picked, a doll, being a fresh face, being pretty new to the scene, when people have been there 5+ years, not just a certain cast there, but like in general. I was new in general. Like, I have never had that experience, but they picked me to host it. And there was some backlash from people, and I know it was like people saying like, why her, she's not even that good, she doesn't even, like all these things. And I'll tell you how I knew. Not just the people talking, but also like people confronting me about it, like when they were, you know at the end of the night I get out of drag and I'm taking shots, and like somebody comes up to me and starts just telling me like, I how is it that I ended up getting the spot if I'm like the newest person, like, and then I don't even speak at the meeting prior to it, and I'm like, I don't know, like I just was asked to do it, and so I did it. Like, they start telling me like all these things, like, oh, it's because you're doing things. So when that was confronted to me, like saying like, hey, they picked you because you're like the lowest budget, blah blah, and I was like, what? Like, and this is the craziest part. Like, I'm telling you guys what the real tea is. I was like, lowest budget. Like, what do you think I'm getting paid? And they told me they're probably just giving you $50 for this. $50? No. Like, I'm like, that's not even. I'm like, this is Pride. Like, I'm not getting paid $50 for Pride. Like, this is. I'm here for about three. It was all day, the Pride parade and whatever. Maybe 5 or 6 hours walking around, talking to people, hosting, being a part of the daylight, taking pictures, um, all these things. And I was like, no, like, what are you talking about? Like, to me, I just feel like I don't when I was kind of attacked for that, like I just felt like that was not even my fault. And like me, I felt lucky. I felt blessed. I was like, oh, they're picking me to do this. Like this is so fun. Like this is so cool. Like like I didn't think that people were gonna be like taking it in a negative way and turning against me. Like majority of the people didn't even know me. Um, it was what it was. Like I'm not gonna sit here and play victim. Like it is what it is. Like I didn't really care at the moment, but I did kind of care. Like you can say I don't care, I don't care, but there's only so much you can take before you start doubting yourself and you start thinking like, wait, am I that bad? Like, am I that bad at it? Am I that bad of a drag performer that like everyone's like so angry and upset and like kind of turned against me? Like that I got this like opportunity to just do this and someone confronted me about it also and was like telling me like these things are being said about you and I was like whoa, like why does everybody keep saying that or keep thinking that? Like it's not true. Like these rumors are not true at all. And I was like, you know what, as much as I try to like hold myself together, I know that like at the end of the day, like I'm a human, I'm a person. And we're in an Uber heading back home. And this person is just like telling me all these things that have been said about me. And I just bust out crying, like not like out loud crying, but just like tears, like just rolled on my face, like just like, because I was like didn't think it was, I didn't think I was that bad overall, but at the moment I was like, I look up to this person, like I look up to their drag, I love their drag, and then I was like, oh so like I'm embarrassed, like I'm a fool, I'm a clown, and then in the moment, I just didn't know how to react other than just let my tears come out, and I just didn't say anything. I just was like, so what if the rumors are true, even though they weren't? I just was like, so what? I owe nobody nothing. I'm not gonna play victim. I'm not gonna sit here and say like I was a victim of this, like it was my fault, like or nothing. But it wasn't my fault. I was booked for it. So if you're booked for a gig, you're gonna take the gig, especially if it's a well-paid gig. So I wasn't upset. I wasn't talking back, but I do feel like in that moment, I probably should have just walked away from the whole situation and not listened to all the negativity that was being thrown at me in that moment. Probably should have just walked away. Actually, we were in Uber, so I don't know how I could have walked away. Probably could have just like been like, "Can we talk about it later?" or something. I don't know. The person was intoxicated, but like I think that's the only thing I could think. Just tell them we could talk tomorrow or something. But part of me wanted to hear all of this. Like I wanted to hear what this person thought of me and what people thought of me and what people were saying. I don't know. Do you have like a sometimes like you don't want to know hear what other people are saying if it's bad, but then it's like you want to hear it. Like, you just need to hear it, like for your own peace or for your own like, oh, I've heard this before, and now it's like confirming that it's more than just like a little rumor. Well, anyways, that was my story. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hashtag Team Adult Dreams in the comments, please. Thank you.